Here's the big money mistake almost everyone is making, and it's quietly costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Every month you delay starting this system, you're saying goodbye to at least $400 in future wealth, just from missing out on compounding. If you want to break out of the paycheck-to-paycheck loop, or if you're dreaming of real financial independence, then you need to hear this next part. There's a single, simple rule the wealthy use to build lasting wealth, and almost nobody talks about it because it isn't glamorous. But that's exactly why it works for anyone making $30,000 or $300,000 a year. I challenge you, before your next paycheck hits, pick a percentage and automate it using the 1-5-6-5-2-0 rule I'm about to break down. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact formulas, the psychology, and the action steps to get started now. No guesswork, no luck required. Let's set the record straight about how genuine wealth is created. While most people are preoccupied with chasing the next cryptocurrency moonshot or obsessing over fleeting market trends, people who accumulate substantial, sustainable wealth are following a system so simple it almost sounds mediocre. And that's exactly why it works so well. My name's John, and for years I've studied exactly how financially successful people do things differently. What I've discovered might surprise you because their game plan isn't about secret formulas, insider stock picks, or choosing some elite hedge fund to jump into. It comes down to a repeatable system anyone can use. Whether you make $30,000, $300,000, or any number in between. And today, on Money Masters, I'm revealing every detail of the exact framework that consistently separates the wealthy from everyone else. It's called the 1-5-6-5-2-0 rule. Stick with me, because you'll leave this video knowing how to implement it step by step. No matter where you are in your journey, here's why you can't afford to overlook this. Every month, you delay starting this. You're losing hundreds in future returns, just from the math of compounding. According to historic S&P 500 averages, around 7% after inflation. That's not just my opinion. It's how the numbers work. These principles aren't theory. They're proven with time-tested math, and you could put them in motion before your next direct deposit hits your account. But the financial industry likes to keep things complicated, too. It's in their interest to make you feel like you need a paid professional, because complexity means job security for them. The reality. The core of wealth building hasn't changed in decades. It's so robust you could explain it to a teenager and they'd be set for life. The difference between people who become wealthy and everyone else comes down to one thing. What happens to your money after it lands in your account? Income is just the start. You can earn 6 figures and still be living check to check if you don't put systems in place. Meanwhile, someone earning half as much could quietly build a small fortune by structuring their finances on autopilot, ready to break the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle for good. Let's dive into the 1-5-6-5-2-0 rule. What each part means, why it matters, and how you can make it your reality. Think of this system like a recipe for baking wealth. You can't just toss in random ingredients and hope for cake. The same logic applies to your money. Structure and discipline are everything. The first number, 15%, is the backbone of this system. This is the part that funds your future self, not next week's bills or the latest purchase. This is the money you dedicate solely to working for you, compounding behind the scenes. And I know, you might be thinking, 15% sounds impossible right now. But this chunk does 2 life-changing things. And understanding both will make it much easier to get started. First, it's your financial airbag. your safety net. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down after the rent check clears. Sudden medical bills arrive. The job market shifts without warning. Without a cushion, these curveballs mean panic, not inconvenience. And too often people resort to credit cards or high-interest loans that haunt them for years, with even a small financial buffer. Though life's emergencies are mere speed bumps, not walls in the road. Second, this is where people go from just getting by to building genuine wealth. The 15% is not meant to sit passively in a savings account. You're putting it to work, leveraging the most powerful force in personal finance. Compound interest. Just listen to this. Over long periods. Money that earns returns and reinvests those returns creates a snowball effect that can turn small, regular contributions into serious wealth. Let's break down the math with a real-world example. Meet Sarah and James. Sarah invests $10,000 when she's 30, earning a conservative 6% a year. Conservative, since the market average is historically a bit higher. She never adds a cent more. By age 50, that one decision has turned into $32,071. James waits until 40, then invests $2,000 a year for 10 years. So, $20,000 total at the same 6%. At 50, his account is worth $27,726. Sarah invested half as much as James, but ended up with more because time, not just money, is your real engine. If you're still not convinced, let's stack this against what one lost year can cost you. Imagine you could save $400 a month, starting at age 30, and stop at age 50. Using a 7% annual return. By age 50, you'd have over $209,000. If you wait just 5 years to start at age 35, that same $400 a month over 15 years produces only $135,000, $74,000 less, just from those delayed 5 years. That's why I keep hammering. Every month matters. For source and calculation method, check the video description. Now, you might ask, where exactly should this 15% go? Not all savings accounts or investment options are equal. The wealthy understand that governments provide specific accounts designed to boost your returns, with tax advantages that can mean tens of thousands of dollars more in your future. In the United States, if your employer matches your contributions to a 401k, this is an instant 100% return. For every pre-tax dollar you contribute, up to the match. Failing to grab this is like walking away from a free stack of $20 bills. Contribute at least enough for the full match before anything else. After maxing the match, funnel your savings into tax-advantaged accounts. Roth IRA, traditional IRA in the United States, or ISA in the United Kingdom, which allow your investments to grow tax-free or tax-deferred, multiplying your returns over the decades. Only after these are full should you move extra into regular brokerage accounts. It's like stacking discounts on your future. With the account set up, what do the wealthy actually invest in? Here's a huge myth buster. They keep it boring. Instead of gambling on the hottest stock tip or trying to outsmart the market, they park their money in diversified index or passive funds, those that simply track the overall stock market. You don't have to predict which stock will explode or tank. Instead, you own a scoop of hundreds, sometimes thousands of companies at once. Passive index funds, like the S&P 500 or broad market ETFs, have historically returned about 7% after inflation, annually over long stretches, with remarkably low fees. This fee part is critical. A fund charging 2% in management fees doesn't sound bad. But in reality, over 30 years, that fee drag could devour tens of thousands in compounding gains. A low-fee index fund. Think 0.05% to 0.20%. Let your money compound for you, not for the fund manager. Here's a quick visual for you. Imagine a pie chart displaying your returns. In the high-fee scenario, a third of your pie is gone in fees by retirement. And keep your investment pie whole by opting for ultra-low-fee index funds. All the numbers I'm sharing use historical averages. Past results can't guarantee future performance, but the system has held up for generations. For sources and a calculator, check the description below. If you're following along, drop a comment below. What % of your current paycheck are you saving? Or wish you could save? I want to see where our Money Masters community stands. Let's do a quick recap. Step 1. Set aside 15% of every dollar you earn for the future. Automate it if you can. Funnel it first into your employer match, then tax-advantaged accounts, then standard investments. Invest primarily in low-fee, diversified index funds. That's the foundation. Now, step 2. 65% for your fundamental living expenses. Here's where the game is usually won or lost. This limit is the bulwark that guards everything else. But here's where almost everyone gets it wrong. Stay tuned, because I'll show you how to break the "I can't live on 65% cycle." Your expenses will balloon to fill whatever space you allow them. Behavioral economists call this lifestyle inflation. I call it the expandable goldfish bowl. Problem: your costs swell up to match your pay raise, so you don't actually end up saving more. Get a raise. Suddenly, your apartment needs an upgrade. Colleagues buy newer cars. Your reliable one feels outdated. What starts as a reward quickly becomes the new normal, and before you know it, more income equals just as much financial stress. By capping core expenses at 65% of your income, you force yourself into conscious, values-driven choices. It's not always easy, especially in high-rent cities where housing can swallow 40% or more of your income. Constraints demand creativity. Maybe it's a roommate, a slightly longer commute for a lower rent, or choosing a reliable used car, not the shiniest new option. Let's break down each major expense with real numbers. In 2024, the average United States car payment topped $733 a month. By contrast, a dependable used sedan could be $300. That's a $433 a month difference. If you invest that gap, $433 a month, at a conservative 7% annual return. In 10 years, you'd have over $74,000 more. In 20 years, over $222,000, just from driving a cheaper car. Here's another way to see it. On a bar chart. The lost investment bar towers over your car the moment you drive it off the lot. The real cost of that new car isn't just the price tag. It's the decades of compounding you lose out on. Want to see your real numbers? Grab the free 156,520 calculator spreadsheet. Link in the description. Enter your income. See how the system adjusts to your situation instantly. Essentials mean the basics: housing, transportation, food, utilities. The must-haves. Not streaming services, not gym memberships, not daily takeout. It's tempting to fudge the lines. But rigor here means more money for your future and more genuinely guilt-free fun money later. Housing is typically your largest single slice, often 30 to 40% in big cities. The wealthy often lived farther below their means at first, in a smaller place, driving a modest car, because every $100 a month they saved went right into their wealth machine. Transportation, as we've seen, can make or break your margins. Food is another big one. Nourish your body, but skip the $15 avocado toast on autopilot. Eat. Home-cooked meals are an act of wealth building, not deprivation. If you're struggling to bring your fixed costs to 65%, don't beat yourself up. Instead, make small, steady progress, shaving off 2 to 3% at a time with each lease renewal, auto purchase, or new grocery routine. Consistency beats perfection. In fact, if you've ever struggled with saving, or fought the urge to upgrade your lifestyle after a raise, comment consistency greater than perfection below to let me know you're in this with me. A quick midpoint recap. Step 1. Automate your 15% for compounding investments. Step 2. Limit your core expenses to 65%. Even if you start at 80%, the habit matters more than the number.
Now, on to the step 3.
The most misunderstood section. 20% for fun, enjoyment, and guilt-free living. This is your psychological permission slip to spend money on what lights you up. Yes. Hobbies, travel, spontaneous purchases, favorite coffees, and more. Here's where almost everyone stumbles. They either try to save every dollar and burn out, or spend first and save what's left, which usually means nothing. Research backs this up. Giving yourself set flexibility in your spending, rather than denying fun or leaving it to willpowers, increases your odds of sticking to the plan dramatically. In fact, studies show that people who allow themselves guilt-free enjoyment are significantly more likely to keep saving for years, not months. You'll find studies and links in the description. Your 20% fund lets you actually live, not just wait for happiness later. The wealthy know. Money is a tool for joy now and security tomorrow. And this is where discipline matters. When your fund budget is gone for the month, it's gone. There's no borrowing from next month or dipping into your investment money. The structure gives you the freedom to spend on things you love with zero guilt. Let's bullet it for clarity: housing, food, transport. 65% cap, investments, future use. 15%, prioritized and automated, fun money. 20%, guiltless but finite. But here's the reality check. For some, the 1-5-6-5-2-0 rule seems totally out of reach, especially when basic bills chew up 80 to 90% of your income. The solution isn't all or nothing. It's gradual improvement. If you can only save 5%, start there and aim for 7% next quarter. If core expenses are at 80%, look for 1 to 2% wins at each opportunity. Move the needle with every raise, side gig, or dropped subscription. Every percent you reclaim is less lost compounding in your future. And here's a truth the wealthy quietly live by. Most started out normal. No trust fund, no secret windfall, just systems and discipline. Consistency and incremental upgrades, not magic or luck, made all the difference. Before we move to your action steps, a few reminders and resources. First, all figures in this video are for educational purposes only and aren't guarantees of future results. Markets can and do go down as well as up. Always consult a fiduciary or licensed financial advisor for advice personalized to your situation. All calculation methods and historic market numbers cited are linked below, along with the free spreadsheet you can use to run your own numbers. If you're following, screenshot the 15652 breakdown, or share this with a friend who's constantly stressed about money. Let's make financial knowledge go viral, one system at a time. So, to recap our 3 steps. 1. Invest 15% of income for your future, automating it into tax-advantaged, low-fee index funds. 2. Limit essentials: housing, food, transportation, to 65%, resisting lifestyle inflation. 3. Enjoy 20% guilt-free for what matters most to you, spending with intention and discipline. If you want to see how this would look in your real paycheck, grab the free calculator now. Link in description. Type your income, see your buckets. Get started today. As we close out, you might wonder, when will I see results? In 30 days. You'll have your first automatic contributions going. In 60 days, your budget will feel leaner but more empowering. By 12 months, assuming you stick with it, you'll have built momentum, possibly seen your first few $100 or $1,000 in compounding growth, and, most critically, you'll have proof that you can build wealth no matter where you start. Ready to join a community dedicated to sustainable, real-world wealth building? Subscribe now for weekly deep dives. Share your starting goal in the comments. And let's hold each other accountable. Your financial future is built on what you do right now. Not tomorrow, not next year. Automate your 15, 65, 20, and let Money Masters do the heavy lifting alongside you. Let's quickly recap the 15652 rule and set you up for immediate action. The system is simple. Start by automating 15% of your take-home pay into long-term investments, prioritizing employer matches and low-fee, tax-advantaged accounts like 401k and IRA. Next, hold your essentials: housing, food, transportation, and utilities within 65% of your income, resisting lifestyle inflation and making value-driven trade-offs wherever needed. Finally, allocate a full 20% guilt-free to enjoyment, hobbies, travel, and the spending that makes life meaningful. Knowing this is what keeps your plan sustainable for the long haul. If you're not close to those percentages, start with what you can and nudge them upward as your income or discipline grows. Here's exactly what to do next. Today or this week, use the free 15652 calculator linked below to plug in your income. See your custom buckets and automate your first transfer, even if it's just 3 to 5%. Over the next 30 to 90 days, track your spending to tame lifestyle inflation, making one small reduce swap or elimination in your expenses each month. By 6 to 12 months in, you'll have a year's track record of consistent investing, lower core expenses, and a pattern of enjoyable, sustainable, fun spending. Most new users see their first major results within 3 to 6 months. Your savings grows. Investing feels routine instead of stressful, and, most importantly, you realize this process is in your control. With every raise or extra income stream, simply update the calculator and maintain your percentages to keep momentum. If you're ready to build real wealth alongside a like-minded community, subscribe to Money Masters now and turn on notifications. Because next week we're breaking down the precise 3-fund portfolio the wealthy use. With risk and return history compared, tell me in the comments, what's your starting savings step? And what's your roadblock right now? Share this video with a friend who needs a financial reset. Together, let's make consistency greater than perfection, more than just a motto. It's our new normal. Remember, these figures and strategies are for educational purposes only. Investment returns vary, and past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Always consult a licensed professional for personalized guidance.